Friends, good day. Dracula, a famous Dracula, many movies had been made on this topic, Dracula, but today I am going to discuss about the original one. This is a novel, this is an account, a diary written by Bram Stoker, Dracula by Bram Stoker. So let us see how many characters are involved and who are what they do, what these characters do, what is their conduct throughout all this novel. So Jonathan Harker, a young English lawyer, travels to Castle Dracula in the Eastern European country of Transylvania to conclude a real estate transaction with a nobleman named Count Dracula. Count Dracula, as Harker wends his way through the picturesque countryside, the local peasant warns him about his destination, giving him crucifix and other charms against evil, and uttering strange words that Harker later translate into vampire. Frightened but no less determined, Harker meets the Count's carriage as planned. The journey to the castle is harrowing, and the carriage is nearly attacked by angry wolves along the way. Upon arriving at the crumbling old castle, Harker finds that elderly Dracula is a well-educated and hospitable gentleman. After only a few days, however, Harker realizes that he is effectively a prisoner in the castle. The more Harker investigates the nature of his confinement, the more uneasy he becomes. He realizes that the Count possesses supernatural power and diabolical ambition. One evening, Harker is nearly attacked by three beautiful and seductive female vampires, but the Count staves them off, telling the vampires that Harker belongs to him. Fearing for his life, Harker attempts to escape from the castle by climbing down the walls of the castle. Meanwhile, in England, Harker's fiancée, Mina Murray, corresponds with her friend Lucy Westenra. Lucy has received marriage proposal from three men, Dr. John Seward, Arthur Holmwood, an American named Quincy Morris. Though saddened by the fact that she must reject two of these suitors, Lucy accepts Holmwood's proposal. Mina visits Lucy at the seaside town of Whitby. A Russian ship is wrecked on the shore near the town, with all its crew missing and its captain dead. The only sign of life abroad is a large dog that bounds ashore and disappears into the countryside. The only cargo is a set of 50 boxes of earth shipped from Castle Dracula. Not long after, Lucy suddenly begins sleepwalking. One night, Mina finds Lucy in the town cemetery and believes she sees a dark form with glowing red eyes bending over Lucy. Lucy becomes pale and ill, and she bears two tiny red marks at her throat, for which neither Dr. Seward nor Mina can account. Unable to arrive at a satisfactory diagnosis, Dr. Seward sends for his old mentor, Professor Van Helsing. Suffering from the brain fever, Harker reappears in the city of Budapest. Mina goes to join him, Von Helsing arrives in Whitby and, after his initial examination of Lucy, orders that her chambers be covered with garlic, a traditional charm against vampire. For a time, this effort seems to stave off Lucy's illness. She begins to recover, but her mother, unaware of the garlic's power, unwittingly removes the odoriferous plants from the room, leaving Lucy vulnerable to further attack. Seward and Von Helsing spend several days trying to revive Lucy, performing for blood transfusion. Their efforts ultimately come to nothing. One night, the man momentarily let down their guard, and a wolf breaks into the western house. The shock gives Lucy's mother a fatal heart attack, and the wolf attacks Lucy, killing her. After Lucy's death, Von Helsing leads Holmwood, Seward, and Quincy Morris to her tomb. Von Helsing convinces the other man that Lucy belongs to the undead, or in other words, she has been transformed into a vampire, like Dracula. The men remain unconvinced until they see Lucy preying on the defenseless child, which convinced them that she must be destroyed. They agree to follow the ritual of vampire slaying to ensure that Lucy's soul will return to eternal rest. While the undead Lucy sleeps, Holmwood plunges a stake through her heart. The man then cut off her head and stuff her mouth with garlic. After this deed is done, they pledge to destroy Dracula himself. Now married, Mina and Jonathan return to England and join forces with others. Mina helps Von Helsing's collect the various diary and journal entries that Harker, Seward, and others have written, attempting to piece together a narrative that will lead them to the Count. Learning all they can of Dracula's affair, Von Helsing and his band track down the boxes of earth that the Count uses as a sanctuary during the night from Dracula's castle. Their effort seems to be going well, but then one of the Dr. Seward's mental patients, Renfield, lets Dracula into the asylum where the others are staying, allowing the Count to prey upon Mina. As Mina begins the slow change into a vampire, the man sterilizes the boxes of earth, forcing Dracula to flee to the safety of his native Transylvania. The men pursue the Count, dividing their forces and tracking him down across land and sea. Von Helsing takes Mina with him, and they cleanse Castle Dracula by killing the 3 female vampires and sealing the entrance with sacred object. The other catch up with the Count just as he is about to reach his castle, and Jonathan and Quincy use knife to destroy him. So this is the story of Count Dracula. So the Dracula, well as you know, that it emerges when the diabolical vampire Dracula traveled to England, when he prays. So this is the story of Dracula, written by Bram Stoker, and this is, what should I say, the full title of the book is called Dracula, written by Bram Stoker. The type of this work is a novel. Genre, it is a gothic horror written in English language. Time and place written 1891-1897, London, England. Narrator of this novel is Dracula is told primarily through a collection of journal entries, through letters and telegram written or recorded its main character. Jonathan Harker, Mina Murray, Dr. John Seward, Lucy Westenra, and Dr. Van Helsing. So, uh, the setting time of this novel is England and Eastern Europe. So, who is the protagonist of this? The members of Van Helsing's gang, Van Helsing's, Jonathan Harker, John Seward, Arthur Holmes. They are the major conflict of this novel is a vampire with diabolical ambitions preys upon the group of English and American do good do-gooders, threatening the foundation of their society until they dedicated themselves to ridding the earth of his evil. Rising action, Jonathan Harker learns of Dracula's evil while visiting his castle to complete a real estate transaction. Lucy Westenra becomes increasingly ill under Dracula's spell. Climax of this novel is Lucy is transformed into a vampire. Van Helsing and his comrades mercifully destroy her. Following action, Van Helsing and company chase Dracula across Eastern Europe, where they eventually destroy him. The themes of this is the promise of Christian salvation, the consequences of modernity, the dangers of female sexual expression. So, symbol is the weird sister, the stake driven through Lucy's heart, the Tsarina's Catherine. So these are the facts about this novel. I hope you will enjoy this Dracula. Very interesting, very full of thrill by Bram Stoker. I hope you will enjoy. Thank you.